Good afternoon from Mooers Forks, New York. We're in St. Anne's Parish, not in the rectory or not in the church. We're in the Parish Center, just behind the church, and we're here to talk with Father Gerald Sarank, the pastor of St. Anne's Church. Not very long, Father. You've been here how long?
Just a little shy of a year.
You're going to be just like our Father Morgan. You come here and this is your first time. You have never had this bazaar here before.
No, right.
Your first time?
First time at the bazaar.
But you got it all already. You're all set.
All ready, yes.
We're here to...
A lot of good workers from the parish.
You have very good workers here.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit about the bazaar and give them a little bit of a plug here and find out what's going to happen. But before, we'd usually like to find out about the person we're talking to. And I know you came from St. Peter's, but what about before that? Where are you from and how'd you get here?
Originally, I was born on Long Island. And that's southern New York, way out on the eastern part, in a small town called Smithtown. About 150,000 people in Smithtown. And I was brought up as a Methodist most of my life, and then when I was in college at Plattsburgh State, I converted from St. John's Parish in Plattsburgh to Catholicism. And after graduating from Plattsburgh State as a teacher, went into the seminary, and after 11 years in the seminary, came to the diocese, and I've been a priest now 22 years. I was at St. John's, St. Mary's of the Lake in Plattsburgh first for a year, and then I was at St. John's, then I was in Keysville, then I was at St. Peter's, and now I'm in Mooers Forks.
You didn't go very far from place. You could move in your car, couldn't you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's great. I love Clinton County, so I have no complaints about it at all.
Very good. So your first pastorate was at St. Peter's?
No, my first pastorate was in Keysville.
In Keysville,
yeah,
right.
In Keysville. And my second pastorate was St. Peter's.
There's two churches in Keysville.
Yes, I had three churches. I had Immaculate Conception and St. John's in Keysville, and then St. Catherine's in Clintonville.
Oh, all three.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, your parents still living in Dunn?
No, my parents are deceased. Yeah.
All right, so we have a convert as a priest. Now, you're the first one I've met that way, but I met you originally when we did a couple weddings down in Plattsburgh at St. Peter's, and it was very nice meeting you there. Glad to see you up here. Now, someone asked me to ask you this question, so I'm not guilty of this.
Okay.
How does it feel to follow a legend at St. Anne's?
It's difficult to fit in those fast footsteps of Father McCaslin. But he is certainly a legend and a very spiritual and holy man, and it's difficult to follow in his footsteps.
Yes, you know, Father, he was in Champlain back in the early 50s when we knew him 40 years ago, and then from Redford, off from this area, and we saw him at the senior celebration in Plattsburgh at the Crate Center. He gave the blessings there. So, all right, so you came here now. A couple of things before we get into the bazaar. First of all, I know you're trying to raise money. One of the reasons, I guess, is to build a new house. What's happening on this house we hear about?
I guess this has been in the works for many years to change the rectory or get a new rectory. The rectory is quite old and has some problems with structure and also the size and the energy part of the house is not very good. And it was decided that this was the time that it was going to be done. Not my decision, but a decision by our diocese that this would be the time that it would be done. And we're going to be going to a much smaller house, a much more energy efficient house, and also a house that's handicapable, that a handicapped person could get into very easily, in through the doorways, into the hallways, into the office, even into the bathroom in the house. So
we want to give you a chance because I'm sure someone's going to blame you and they're going to say, he's not satisfied with that house. Brand new priest going to make a new house. But I understand it came out of the diocese.
Right, and it's been in the planning for many years. It just happened this is the time they decided to do it. And I think it was probably good planning with the housing market way down, and also the wood prices just went down considerably. So
they did. Okay.
It was a good time to pick it, I guess.
All right. So what are you doing for the bazaar now? What do you call? You call it a bazaar? What do you
bazaar and dinner.
And dinner. All right. What is your part in this, except to okay everybody else's? I know you have big committees here.
Yes.
Who is your chairman of the?
There's no one chairman of the bazaar. No, there isn't. The parish council kind of oversees the thing with the pastor, but there are chair people for each of the different parts of the bazaar.
If I were to ask you to name the parish council, can you do that here?
All the parish council members?
Oh, pretty well. I know that stuff.
That would be tough to name them all.
All right. Let's name who's in charge of your dinner? Is there one person in charge of the dinner?
Priscilla Menard and Gloria LaFountain are in charge of the dinner.
All right. Very good dinner. Served very, very hot here too. You eat inside. You have beef usually.
Beef, and
exactly. It's very, very good. The last couple of years, I try to get first in line because it takes a while. You seat about 50?
Something like that.
Something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
And then
Maybe a little more. Maybe it'd be close to 75 or 100.
You had a very successful bazaar last year?
It was successful
And
last
dinner?
year. Yes.
Okay. Anything new planned for this year?
Yes, we're going to have sunshine.
What's that mean? Oh, sunshine. Oh, yeah. Father Morgan said I'm going to be, I know you usually have a little bit of rain here.
It's never been sunny.
It's never been real sunny, yes.
It's always rained. So
But
this
you've
year
always
we
done
had
very
sun.
well, though. You've done
Yes,
pretty well, you know.
very well.
And you've got the great building here.
The pavilion.
Pavilion is very nice.
Yeah.
All right, the parade starts at what time?
11 o'clock.
In the morning. And we better tell you what day this is.
That's on June the 5th, Sunday, June the 5th, 1994.
All right, so that's you're watching this, I guess, on, when are we going to show this, Calvin?
This Sunday,
This
29th.
Sunday here, so it's going to be next Sunday.
Right.
And if you're watching this early, don't forget to run down to see St. Mary's if you haven't already been there, because ours is the 28th and 29th, so that make sure that you come down and see our bazaar, and then come here the following week. All our Champlainers will be up here, and it's a kind of a get-together for the families.
Yes, it is. And if you want to come to Mass, we moved our Mass up to 9 o'clock just before the parade. So you can come to Mass and then stay for the parade and stay for a meal and make it a full day.
Okay, but don't forget to leave your envelopes in Champlain before you come to Mass here. You can contribute, but make sure...
We exchange envelopes.
You
If we get
exchange-
Father's envelopes, we'll
You
send
do?
them over.
All right,
Oh,
all
yes,
right.
We exchange envelopes.
They used to have boundaries, and if you lived in this boundary, you belonged to that parish whether you wanted to or not. Has that been more or less gone away with?
A lot of people, yeah, so people don't always follow the boundaries, right?
You know, because there used to be places like just next to the underpass in Rouse's Point, very close to Rouse's Point, but you belonged to Cooperville.
Right.
It was a distance. It had been the railroad track separated it whether you wanted to or not. A mother and a father on one side and your daughter on the other went to separate churches.
Right. I think what the priests feel today is that people are going to church. That's more important than where they're going to
Very
church.
good, yes.
So.
All right. The parade. What is the big thing about your parade this year? Anything big? Who's your Grand Marshal?
We have the Grand Marshals are two ladies, Mrs. Barcombe and Mrs. Matt. Mrs. Matt is 103 years old,
Yeah.
and Mrs.
Great.
Barcombe is younger. But two of the older ladies from our parish, very nice ladies.
Very great. Good. And you have the regular, and it'll be starting on the east end of the village.
Yes.
And comes through, up around, and then back over here
Back
to your
over
area.
to the grounds, right?
Right. You have the auto parade in there too. You have prizes for the automobiles, as far as you know.
I believe so, yes.
Usually have more
We
automobiles.
have a new chairperson this year, so I'm not sure, things may be a little bit different. And,
Right.
But I know that there are 3 bands going to be in it, and some of the other things I know, but I don't know about
All
the
right.
cars. I don't know
Okay.
about the cars.
All right. And right after that, you'll be serving meals from what, noon?
The meals will be served from noon. Yes.
Until 5, 6, whatever,
5
until
o'clock,
it's all
yes,
done.
until 5 o'clock or until it's all done. Either
Right.
one, yeah.
Right. And what about entertainment this year?
We have the fiddlers coming at 3 o'clock from different places, and then prior to that, beginning at 12:30, will be the lip sync contest with the young people.
Oh, that's going to be first this
That's
time.
going to be
huh?
first this time, yes.
All right. In the past, it's been the other way, I
Right,
think.
it's gonna be first this time.
I think there'll be more people here
Yeah.
for.
And Bev Lamberton and Norma Bigor are in charge of that. They're both sisters.
Okay.
And,
Yes. I saw Bev down in at Champlain Telephone Company here a
Right.
couple weeks ago. I was asking her about it, and she thinks things are hot and heavy for your bazaar
Right.
and dinner. All right. Anything else you want to tell me that I don't know about yours that we should know?
Well, I don't know. We were happy today to find out we have to run off more tickets. We ran out of tickets. And we ran more than we usually do when we've run out already. So it's a really good ticket.
What's a ticket for?
There are a number of different things. Number of cash prizes, one 500 prize and 5 100 prizes and some 50s and 35s, and then a number of nice gifts and certificates and things from different businesses around.
Okay.
The businesses have been great. They really helped us out a lot, and we're really thankful to them for that.
Right there, businesses.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
businesses, for your great work.
And then people in the parish, don't forget when you go into
Yes.
your businesses that you thank these people individually. You may think it's a small thing, but they like to know that they've been appreciated.
We did something a little different this year. I wrote a letter for each of the people to bring to the businesses, and there was a thank you in the letter, and also a receipt for the person that they got right away for giving the gift, and they were very pleased with that. So
Excellent.
something different.
Right. And it's a small community, but it's very easy to. It's a very what I want to say, congenial, close group here in Mooers Forks.
And probably the most important thing in the bazaar is the building of community and people coming together and working together, and then secondarily we make money from it. But the primary thing is to bring the people together and see that all these
Exactly.
people are from the parish or associated with the parish, and that's really a good part.
Yeah, you don't need money as much as some parishes do. In other words, you're not in debt at this point.
We're not in debt, no.
No,
Not,
not that you don't need money, but you're not in debt at this point.
Right.
You listen to Father McCaslin, I thought he was always in debt. He needed money so bad.
Right.
But you're also pastor of Moores.
Yes,
Is that
Pastor
correct?
St. Joseph and Mooers
Now,
also.
is this a combination Mooers Forks?
No, this is just Mooers Forks, St. Anne's.
All right.
Yeah.
This is
They're two separate parishes with one pastor for the two of them, but they're two separate parishes.
Okay. Working out good.
Working out good.
Well, you're used
nice
to it. You're used to it
parishes.
down in
These are
Keysville.
like great.
You had two large churches there
Right.
also, right? Or in
Right.
the same community.
Yeah. About twice the size of the community here would be at Keysville.
Is this it's not a retired parish by any chance, is it here?
No.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't put you in as a school someplace. You're a perfect person.
I
because
was in a couple of places where there was a school.
You were?
In fact, I was principal of St.
At
John's
St.
School.
Well,
Yeah.
while you were at St. Peter's?
No, I was at St. John's. I was
Oh, you
principal
were?
there. Yeah.
What about St. Peter's? Were you tied in with
Seton and with St. Peter's School both?
You are?
I was still pastor, but was involved with both schools. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're I can't
I
ask if
had
you're
a
happy
little.
here.
I probably got sent here partially, although this is a very, very busy place, partially because I had a health problem. I had, in the past year, I had a heart attack and needed to slow down a bit.
It makes me feel, if he's got heart problems, God, imagine the problems I'm going to have here or should have.
Right.
You feeling better now? though?
Feeling better, yes, feeling better.
You certainly seem bubbly and raring to go here. Huh? And now the office isn't always out here.
No, the office is usually in the rectory, but the rectory is closed down now. There's nothing in the rectory. I'm getting ready to be torn down, and after the bazaar, we'll get working on that, tearing it down and then building a new one.
Okay.
So we've moved up here to the parish center to be here till September.
Can we see your bedroom up here?
No, my bedroom isn't here.
So you're not staying?
My bedroom is down on the lawn, in the camper on the lawn.
Oh, come on. Are you
Yes,
living in the camper?
I'm living
You
in the
are.
camper.
I was kidding. You are in the camper.
Yes,
huh?
I'm living in the camper.
So when is it going to
But I only sleep there, so that's not a big problem.
It's true.
Sleep in
Yeah,
the
you
camper,
keep
that's
going.
all.
So when are you taking the building down?
After the bazaar.
After
the bazaar.
After the bazaar.
Yeah.
And then you expect to be up by fall, obviously.
We'll be in, hopefully by September, before October. Before October begins, we'll be in.
I hesitate to ask who's putting up your building, but
Wayne Supernov,
okay, he's from
nice
this.
young contractor from
Yep.
this parish, and does good work, and we're really happy to have him as our contractor.
It's a stick house. It's not a pre-cut anyway.
No, it's a stick house.
Stick house, right from
Yeah.
right from scratch. All right. Well, and
One
how?
which I designed.
Pardon,
One which I designed.
Oh, now here, if you don't like what it is, here's the person to blame.
Yeah, here's the person to talk
If you
about.
like it, don't forget to tell them that you like it. You decide. Are you into that type of thing too?
I was more so, but I enjoy it as kind of a hobby.
Right. For those people who may not know, in your parish, what are we talking about for a building? How big and what's it going to be?
The present building, the old rectory, is a building with 7 bedrooms. Very big building, was once a hotel years ago, and the new building will have 5 rooms and 2 offices. And the floor space of the new building will be smaller than the first floor of the old building. It'll just be 1 floor in the new building.
It will be a basement.
A basement,
A basement.
yeah. A basement for bazaar storage and other
Okay.
storage. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at St. Anne's in Mooers Forks. Father Gerald Sarank, the new pastor here, just less than a year, about the same time that Father Morgan came to Champlain, and Father Damaris went to West Shazy, and there was a few, and Father McCaslin went to Chateauguay. They all
Father
went
Susie went to Saranac Lake?
Churubusco, rather.
Father
Yes.
Susie went to Saranac
Yeah,
Lake.
Father Susie went up to. Yes, he's been down a couple of times, and we missed him. And by the way, we want to congratulate Father Gardner on his 40th last Sunday. He's one of the older priests in the diocese, isn't he? Huh?
I'm not going to say that.
You don't dare. Well, he said we don't mention it much on TV, so we wanted to mention that at least.
Right.
Congratulations, Father Gardner.
He had a nice celebration there
I
Sunday
know
night.
he did, yes.
Beautiful celebration.
And if you haven't already seen it, you're going to see it on Hometown Cable eventually, because like everything else, Calvin Castine and Hometown Cable was there. I'm Bob Van. Calvin Castine on the camera, Father Gerald Sarank. Anything else, Father, we should cover before we say goodbye?
It's going to be a good day. Again, it's going to be a sunny day, so be sure to come out and enjoy the day on June the 5th.
All right.
From 11 o'clock on.
All right. All right, in the meantime, we went and got a list because there are a lot of people's names here. We should mention the work they've done and what they're in charge of, because there's a lot of people that make this bazaar like this successful.
Exactly.
And while we're there, also, I mentioned the Mooers Parish, but I did not mention you have a
good helper over
a
there.
good helper there.
Yeah, Father Rapin is my helper at St. Joseph's and Mooers, and what we do is we alternate weekends. back and forth between St. Anne's and St. Joseph's. So on the weekend he's in St. Anne's, I'm in St. Joseph's, and then reverse back and forth on weekends.
So you will say all the masses in one. You don't say one here and one over there on any given weekend.
I always say the 7:30 mass at St. Anne's.
All right.
The other masses were all in one weekend at St. Joseph's and all in one weekend
That's
at
the
St.
Sunday
Anne's.
masses.
The Sunday masses.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. And the weekday masses, Father Rappan says the ones in St. Joseph, and I say the ones in St. Anne's.
Yeah. I would assume that there'll be lessons on this pretty soon because there's going to be more and more of this as the years go on.
There was also, we were at a priest meeting this past week in Lake Placid. There was also a discussion by the bishop, or comments by the bishop, that 2 and 3 parish assignments for priests are very difficult, and they're going to look in the future how to change that difficulty. It's very difficult to run 2 parishes. There's double the work in everything. You have 2 parish councils, and you have 2 sets of financial books, and 2 of everything. So he's saying it really takes its toll on priests to have double and triple parishes.
Yes.
So.
See, I think when these parishes were built so close together because it was transportation was a lot harder.
Right.
It's not very hard to come from Champlain all the way to here, as a matter of fact, to Mass.
Right.
I mean, it's very simple. You just have to leave a little earlier.
That's something that'll have to be looked at for the
yeah.
far future.
Oh yeah, people are going to have to be indoctrinated to that because they're losing their their own little continuity, like the schools did when they merged schools.
Right, the centralized schools.
Right.
Yeah.
So Father Rep has been there and for a
He's
while.
a great help. Yeah. If he wasn't there, we'd have to cut back on services. So it's good that he's there.
Yes. All right. So tell us some of these people you mentioned, like the parade and whatever.
Okay. The parade chair people this year are Eugene and Christine Snide. They're doing a great job and getting it really organized for us. And people in charge of prizes, getting the prizes for our game booths, Mary and Linda DeCoste, and they're working hard at that. Our food booth is Alton Sample and family members. I'm doing the publicity for the Bazaar, and there's a lot involved with that as well. We have a basket of cheer. Lionel Barcombe is in charge of that and selling tickets a day at the Bazaar. Floyd LaValle is in charge of the Coke booth, which will be coming on to the grounds, selling Coca-Cola and other things.
Now, why would Floyd LaValle be in charge of the Coke booth, I wonder?
Well, am I saying it wrong here?
No, isn't he the manager?
Yeah.
He's the general manager of the Coke company in Blacksburg. I just thought I'd give a little bit of advertising on that.
He's
yes.
Yes. Still good.
He absolutely is.
And then in our games, we have the roulette was being run by Robert Rabideau. The baseball milk bottles by Francis LaFountain. The softball with knocking down the cans is Gary Rao. And John Anktel has the hoop and pillar. Aldemore Manor's sons have the dart game. And Larry Rabideau has the add and win. And Tim Miller and his wife Lola have the ping pong toss. Jim Menard and family in charge of the ice cream and cotton candy booth. And Cecile and Richard Rabideau in charge of the tickets for the games. And Marcel DeCoste is putting up signs to let people know what's going on. And I may have forgotten, Gina Snide and Betty Ashline are in charge of the tickets for the big prizes.
Gives you an idea of the number of people it takes to operate this, and then of course they also have their helpers in addition. They're in charge of.
Exactly. These are all chair people.
All chair people. And Bev Lamberton and her sister Evelyn were also working very hard.
Yeah.
That just about covers it, I guess, here from St. Anne's Parish. The sun is shining today. Keep that going for tomorrow to dry up the fields.
We want it for nice and sunny for St. Mary's.
For St. Mary's this weekend, yes. St. John's had a great weekend last weekend,
Beautiful.
didn't they?
I was there.
It was
Beautiful weekend.
Great weekend.
Yeah.
And we're always glad for that, so we're praying to the right person. Thank you very much, Father Sarank, and glad that you're happy here at Mooers Forks, and you got a new house coming on, and you can all go to Father Sarank's after for dinner, just after Labor Day.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.